We want to say a huge thank you to our patron, Daryl Osborne, for his support on Patreon. Welcome to Man Cove Wellbeing. Today we share the opening part of Chapter 1 from the book Breakthrough, The Art of Surviving by Giles D. Lascelle. We will be making our way through this book in the coming months and year to follow. Please read the disclaimer before watching. This can be found in the description of this video on YouTube. There is something I want to say right at the beginning of this book, and it's particularly for those of you who were abused as children. In fact, it's something that every one of us who has been abused as a child needs to hear and to be reminded of on a regular basis. It's simply this: even though we were victimized, we do not have to remain as victims. Abuse taught us to think of ourselves as victims because we were made to feel powerless, not in control of our bodies, our minds, and our lives. But the truth is, we are survivors. Every single person reading this who has experienced abuse as a child is a survivor. We survived. We've made it this far, despite everything our abusers did to us. We are here. We may be bruised and battered in body, mind, and spirit, but we are alive, and they have not managed to crush out the spark of life from us. There are times, maybe many times, when we feel defeated and beaten down by life. But the reality is we are not on the losing side. We are winners. Every day that we manage to keep on going, keep on living our lives, despite everything that has happened, despite everything we feel, is a victory. It is a battle won against those who sought to destroy us. These may seem like small victories, but in fact they are huge. We are in war. It wasn't one of our choosing. We were invaded and subjugated against our will, but we have chosen to go on living. We have chosen to go on surviving. This is a war of survival and hope. Unlike all wars, it will not be won by a single spectacular victory. It will be won by hundreds, even thousands of small daily acts of resistance that build slowly one upon another until they gain momentum that becomes unstoppable. This is the other thing we need to remember. Breakthrough is possible. One of the things that characterizes our lives as survivors is the sense we all have it at times that we are not going to get anywhere fast. We make progress only to be knocked back again. We think we're moving forward, only to realize that we've been going round and round in circles. We try to get help, only to find that we've gone down a dead end. There are practical reasons for this sense, of course. Life as a survivor is not often straightforward. However, it is also in part due to the fact that our expectations were set by the abuse we experienced. When we were children, there was no way out for us, or at least, if there was, we didn't know how to get to it. We felt trapped and hemmed in, and that feeling persists in us right up to adulthood. But the basis of that feeling, just as our sense of victimhood, is not actually true. Breakthrough is possible, and more than possible. The fact that we have survived means that we are stronger and far more resourceful than we think. Even if the external means for creating breakthrough in our lives does not seem to be present, we have the abundant internal resources. We have inner strength far beyond the obvious. What we do not have, at least until we learn how, is a means to access those resources. This book is all about giving survivors the means to access the internal strength and resources they have forgotten they possess. It is these resources that will make breakthrough possible for us. If breakthrough is possible, what is it we are breaking through to? It's a fair question. We talk a great deal about the journey of healing and the recovery from abuse, but sometimes we don't have a clear idea of where that journey may be leading us. Many survivors seem to feel that all they can reasonably expect is a life that is okay-ish. We believe that the wounds we carry and the emotional baggage mean we have to settle for a sort of second-class life, a life in which we make do with the bare minimum of things that make life worth living. We look at the rest of the world through envious lenses, believing that life is available to us can never match up to the one available to others. Because when it comes right down to it, we believe that we can never really match up. Our sense of self and our estimation of our own value has been diminished by what happened to us, and that our expectations catastrophically lowered. We feel like second-class citizens of a world that would really rather not be aware that we and our issues exist. For those of us of faith, we may even feel as if we're second-class children of God. If we are going to change those feelings, we need to know that more is possible. The good news is that this is not all there is. The journey goes a long way beyond okay. Abundance has connotations of being more than full, of being overflowing. For most survivors, that may seem a little too good to be true, more of a hope than everyday lived reality. We want to believe it's possible, but deep down we suspect we may end up disappointed once again. The problem is, we are living our lives. We are faced with the evidence of our wounds every day, and we know what it feels like to keep tripping over them. We wince as yet another relationship runs into difficulty. We feel shame at our seemingly inability to deal with the normal ups and downs of life in a way others seem to find so easy. We find ourselves wrestling with anxiety or falling into a black hole of depression with monotonous regularity. Surely this life overflowing with goodness has to be just one more thing that is out of reach. All of these experiences are true and deeply painful, which makes it all more important that we find ways of holding on to hope in the face of evidence that things are hopeless. One of the ways we can do this is by understanding the nature of our breakthrough. So there we have it, part 1 from chapter 1 of the book Breakthrough, The Art of Surviving, written by Giles D. Lascelle. We are partnered with the charity Breakthrough, who support survivors of trauma. You can visit traumabreakthrough.org for more information. You can find out more about the charity Breakthrough at the links in the description. Thank you for watching, and if you're seeking support with your emotional and mental health, please contact one of the helplines listed in the description of this video on YouTube. We hope this was useful, and if you'd like to see more videos like this one and even provide your own content, please subscribe and contact us at the links below. Why not join the MCW community and support our mission by becoming a patron today? With a host of benefits, exclusive access to patron-only content, and helping us make the change. We want to thank all the patrons listed above for their support. We also want to thank the wellness experts, practitioners and advocates who share their content with us. That's all for us today, and we'll see you soon.